This morning was a perfect example to see the convergence zone at work. You can see those winds coming from left to right, from the west, just at the right angle, so they're moving down the Strait of Juan de Fuca, and when they finally get into the Sound, they encounter that barrier of the Cascades, and they have to make a turn. They make a turn north and south, and when they turn south, they head on down through Puget Sound, and what they run into is the winds that have passed to the south of the Olympics through the Chehalis Gap. They run into the Cascades as well, and they turn towards the left and right, and the left is north, so those run into or converge with those that are coming through the strait and produce that convergence zone. You see that deck of clouds that kind of covers the northeastern Olympic Peninsula would be out in that area, and that's sitting solidly under the convergence zone. When the winds converge, they lift, and when they lift, they cool the atmosphere. They squeeze out moisture from it. First is clouds, and if it's lifted enough, they squeeze out rainfall, sometimes snowfall in the wintertime, but that's definitely what was happening this morning. You see the examples of that pretty clearly as we go through our tower cams. Looking at our tower cam in Bellingham this morning, you can see it was definitely not under the convergence zone. Plenty of sunshine and blue sky, but you can see if we check out Everett, just a wet morning there, soaking everything down, and definitely in the thick of it there. Seattle right on the edge. They got the clouds and maybe a few sprinkles, but not nearly as hard as Everett was, and they basically stayed mostly dry through the morning. Doppler radar shows that little area of precipitation from northern King County up into Snohomish County, but it did go all the way up towards the Arlington area as well, so it did pick up a pretty large area that got wet this morning, and that extends out towards the Cascades and over towards the Olympic Peninsula as well. So this is definitely a great example of a Puget Sound convergence zone.